I gooned to my auntie's tit pics in her flip phone when I was 13. Excuse me? I need this beauty blender to hurry up and dry because this is too much. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lolita, and today we're going to be going ahead and reading Reddit confessions while I go ahead and do my makeup. I spent way too much money at Ulta, okay? A couple weeks ago, just ran through the bank. But let's go ahead and hop into these confessions because they're very juicy and I'm ready to show y'all. So let's go. I've been lying to my parents for 3 years, saying that I was doing online community college. Once I graduated from high school, I wanted to find a job, but my mom told me, no, you need to go and do college. So I applied, did the whole process, choose my classes, and waited until it started. Once my classes started, for some reason, not my little thing. Once my classes started, for some reason, I just didn't want to go to them. I really don't know why this continued for 3 years. And you want to know what I was doing for 3 years? Absolutely nothing. But you ain't make no bread. You ain't like I'm just not understanding when people have stories like this. But let me continue. Let me stop judging. I was just being a failure of a son, waking up every day just doing nothing while my parents work hard. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because I'm going to tell my mom early tomorrow. Well, I guess since today it just hit 12, I just feel like a huge failure and afraid of knowing there's a chance for me to get kicked out of the house and not getting a chance to make this right. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Da, 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 da. My opinion on that is that, like, when you cheat yourself out of an opportunity, even when it's boring, you don't build a safety net for yourself. Like, I already know his parents are going to be livid because, like, I don't know. That's just such a crazy thing to do. Like, lie for 3 years. Like, for me personally, I do college online. I don't play about that. Okay. Like, I don't know. I just can't imagine not going and doing my work. But I hope everything is well. But I feel like the worst thing is to do is lie. But for me, like, I always be asking my mom too many questions to even lie about college. Because you know how many documents you have to do? Oh, I forgot. I'm pretending like I didn't hear the story. They said that they enrolled with their parents and did all this stuff and then just didn't go. I don't know about that. Like, I'm just not gonna waste my time picking out a college. Like, I just rather, like, I don't know, figure something out. Tell them that I'm gonna save up to leave. Like, that's just it just sounds ghetto. But anyways, let's get into this confession. It says, I gooned to my auntie's tit pics in her flip phone when I was 13. Excuse me? I need this beauty blender to hurry up and dry because this is too much. When I was 12 or 13, I ran off with my auntie's flip phone and locked myself in the room with it. So you already had an agenda against her. That's what I'm hearing. Anyway, I looked through her phone, text messages, and photo gallery for a good 5 minutes. I found her tit pics in her phone along with selfies and stuff. I couldn't help myself and I ended up gooning to the pics. Looking back at it, I knew it was wrong and I was perverted and sick. It was my blood auntie, and I feel like I don't deserve a family because of this. It been fucking with me since then, and nobody knew about it, and still doesn't know. I'm sorry I'm reading so slow. I'm just honestly flabbergasted. Like, I don't know. Obviously, like, I'm not trying to condone any type of like incestual behaviors. Like, bro, it's not even your cousin. It's dead ass your aunt. Like, what's going on? What in the sweet home Alabama is going on here? Oh my goodness, this concealer got me looking so kawaii. But anyways, let's get into this new confession. I'm gonna read quick and fast for you because this one's a little long. I faked bruises with makeup to get attention in school. I was in 7th grade and wanted attention from people in my class for some reason that I don't particularly remember. But I was always very theatrical and used to lie a lot. What a shame. One morning, I faked bruises all over my face, managed to do fake blood, and I walked to class like I was her. My parents didn't see it because I used to walk alone to school. I told my classmates I fell from the stairs, but I was okay. It looked so real that the principal called my parents and asked me if I was feeling safe at home. He thought my parents were beating me up. I found it funny at first, but then I felt bad for the suspicion reflections on my parents and their reputation in my school. My mom took it as a joke. She never talked to me about it. And a little after, I started going to drama classes that made my attention seeking behavior to get better. Looking back, I feel ashamed for what I did, and I still think about it, afraid of someone from my past remembering this episode. I hope they don't. Nobody knows the truth. Maybe my mom does, but she never talked to me about it, and I feel bad. I think she never talked to you about it just because like she knew it was a part of growing up. And if you were already dramatic around the house, because trust me, my parents used to call me dramatic all the while, okay, all the time. So trust me, I know what they're coming from. But if your parents already knew you are with the theatrics, that's the only reason why she let it slide. Because you can't get mad about the stuff that, a child is doing. It's not like you were like, older, accusing your parents of doing something and you still lived with them. So it's just a little different, I guess. Okay, so this next confession says I go to bars alone and lead guys on so I have someone to hang out with. Shit. You see, when you do stuff like that, you gotta like do more inner work for real, because it's like you'll just never feel happy or like accomplished in life when you're constantly looking outwards. But let's go ahead and get into it. It says I moved out of state when I was 18 and I haven't formed any lasting friendships. I'm 21 now and I love going out to bars, get drunk, find the first guy interested, and drag them around to all the places I want to go. They're very willing to follow me, and I will even and will even buy me drinks. I get to have conversation, free drinks, free meal afterwards, and someone to walk me home. Once they get to my apartment, they realize I'm not going to sleep with them and eventually leave, or I have to kick them out. I'm technically leading them on, but it wasn't my intention. I didn't realize what I was doing until the second time it happened. I wanted to get out and drink and socialize. I don't really feel bad about it. These men want nothing more than to sleep with me and don't actually care about me. Why shouldn't I work the system to my benefit? Honestly, you know what? I was kind of reluctant at first, but as long as you're staying safe, and honestly, like, I would even suggest letting them walk you to your apartment only because of the reason of you literally just said that these men just want to sleep with you. So, just in case somebody gets mad or something, it's always good like to take your own Uber home. But girl, do what you gotta do. Take these niggas' money, and that's what you're supposed to do anyway. Women were born to be blessed into abundance so we're able to nurture the household. Okay, look at me having adult conversations, but seriously, like, I just feel like do what you gotta do, but do it more safely. And if you have friends, like, you gotta let them track your location or something. All right, guys, so while this goes ahead and bakes up, baking a cake, we baking the cake and we whipping and baking and baking and whipping and whipping and baking. I hope nobody's song sounds like that. I ain't trying to get a copyright strike. But regardless, if you made it this far into the video, you need to go ahead and drop a thumbs up down below. Don't even play with me. And you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on them post notifications. And if you want to see any content that isn't like this, make sure to let me know. But we gonna go ahead and get into the next question. Confession. There we go. This confession says, I still think about that moment from 20 years ago. I'm a 35-year-old straight man. But when I was 13, I got close to a classmate who is gay. We were never officially labeled in a relationship, but I remember us texting a lot, which moved to us going to each other's houses, doing our homework together, but in reality, we were kissing, hugging, touching, and cuddling in bed. We didn't even have sex. Since then, all my relationships and intimate encounters have been with females. But when I'm vulnerable or when a moment of lust hits me, I still like to recall and go back to that moment when I was 13. I think that's just so sweet. And I feel like a lot of people like go through that, even like two girls, like, people just, when you're young, you're exploring like yourself and your body and you're trying out new things. But I'm just so happy that he could take from that experience what he needs, and I'm happy that he doesn't punish women for the way he felt years ago. Because I see a lot of men who are closeted or who just didn't take that experience as an experience, and they take it out on their girlfriends and wives, and they be beating them because they be mad that they butthole tingling and they can't get what they need. Okay, I know like that's a lot to say, but I'm talking about closeted people, not just gay people as a whole. Clock that T. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into the next one. But I hope you guys liking the face so far. Like, look at this. This is way better than any of my other makeup videos I've done. But while I let my eyebrow gel dry, I'm gonna go ahead and put on some blush. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the next confession, ho. This confession says, I drew a large rock at a car window for blocking the only path on my way home. That's some fucking crash out behavior. And I'm not even gonna say, oh, go to anger management. That's some shit that you do before you sit down with yourself and do your inner work. That's some shit that you do when you sick and tired, and that's the last fucking straw. Cause that shit is just sounds fucking hilarious. Anyways, my workplace is about an hour's walk from where I live. On the way, I pass through a narrow pedestrian path and runs alongside a dual carriageway. The houses there have large front parking spaces where cars are parked. Honestly, I didn't know how people manage with the speeding traffic, but that's besides the point. I walk and work to get my steps in, but for about a month, an SUV has been blocking the pedestrian path. Because of this, I've had to step out into the dual carriageway just to get past, which is extremely dangerous sometimes. I barely have enough time to cross safely. One day, I'd had enough. As I approached the SUV, I noticed a large rock on the ground. I picked it up and threw it as hard as I could at the car. Since then, the SUV hasn't been parked there in the mornings. Oh my goodness. Well, you sent the message you needed to send, and as long as it wasn't on cameras, do what you gotta do. But I feel like personally for me, I wouldn't do it. I feel like it's a lot of other things going on in their life, and I'm not trying to, try to act like I'm perfect or anything, but the only way that I'm gonna take a rock and smash somebody's car because I have to walk in the road is if like there's been other things just ticking me off. Because for me, I personally like going in my neighborhood and I take nature walks when the weather is good. I don't know what's been going on with the weather now, but it's been clearing up, so I might go tomorrow or on Monday. But regardless of that, when I walk, sometimes people like they'll have their work truck in the middle of the road or like just in the middle of the path to where I need to walk, and I have to walk all the way in the road and hope that nobody hits me. But I can imagine if I was doing it for work. I do walking for pleasure, so obviously, but I don't know. He did what he had to do. Okay. All right, guys. This is the finished look. It looks so cute. Like I love my makeup today. Like even though I spent like $300 worth of makeup, like money, but this is like a $300 face to you. Tell me yes or no, because honestly, I'm at beginner level again with my makeup. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. This is the finished look. Honestly, I think it's a $300 makeup look, but I think my application can definitely be way better. I'm not no makeup guru. I'm just a girl, Lolita. But regardless, thank you again so much for watching. I want you to make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, make sure you don't miss out on any one of my videos. And if you want to see what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you should go ahead and click on the links down below on my Instagram and my TikTok. And lastly, if you want to give me a donation or to send my channel a donation to get things like equipment and editing software, the website, you can go ahead and click the link down below in the description. It is called Coffee. I'm recently doing it over there, and I will be making a self-help course as well. But it's just going to just pop up. It's going to ask you if you want to give me like a $5 donation, $10 donations, and whether you want it to make it public. Whoever has the highest donation, whoever is the first donation, will get a shout out on my video each and every time. Okay, so every time you guys send a high donation, you will be shout out. Okay, anyways, guys, I'm gonna catch you later. I'm freaking tired, but I look beautiful. I am glammed up, I am dolled up. But yes, I don't know how the Kardashians and them do it. Okay, but I get that bank though. That's all that matters. Anyways, I'm gonna catch you guys later. I love you. Bye.